everybody? Welcome to Fellavision. This is episode 24. We're going to be discussing Hitman, the new Richard Linklater movie. I'm driving today, as you noticed. JP lost his voice. He can only skirt now, and he can only drive and drip hard. Fellas, how we doing?
So fucking good.
Doing so fucking great.
Yeah.
I just walked into a Laugh Factory. I don't really know what the deal is with that, but a lot of gigs.
Yeah. Vibes are good right now.
Should we just jump right into that?
We should review the game tape. I was just a victim. I was victimized.
Yeah, I victimized your ass.
I was scared earlier, about 5 minutes ago, and not only was I scared, but it's on camera. This isn't generated content. This is an actual reaction, so we're gonna pull up on screen.
I was like, I still don't know what happened.
Yeah,
so this is the room. This is behind the scenes. By the way. This is backstage television right here. So that's me. So they went and got some snacks, and I said to myself, you know what? Time to spook them. So I moved some chairs around in such a way that I could funnel any traffic towards me, and I hid under the table there. And Bryan was the first to
Let's see what happens.
Receive it.
Here I am coming back. Just walking. Where are my boys at?
Wonder what's going on.
Pretty good. Yep. And so you can see the moment where I walk in, and just wait for the. Yeah. So I brace myself, and listen, folks, it doesn't look like I got that scared, but
I spooked them.
That's the kind of
the pure bliss right after.
Well, that's the kind of reaction I have in the movie at a theater. Cool Andy will tell you. One of our first dates one of the movies we ever saw was The Conjuring 2.
Oh yeah,
and there's a lot of good jump scares in that one. The old man coming out of the chair,
absolutely
freaky.
I made a noise that she will never forget. It was somewhere between a scream and just like a glottal stop. I just went,
just like a muted. Well, I also...
there's one more noise.
Speaking of making noises, I made a good noise in this video while I was waiting for you guys. I'd like for you to go to about 30 seconds.
Let's roll the tape back.
Let's go behind the scenes, because this is this video is...
There's a lot of setup involved in this video. Moving the chair.
Yeah, and if you go on the Fellavision Patreon...
That's my booty hole, folks. Yeah. Right. And speaking of my booty hole...
sponsor Levi's. Some freshies.
This is too late. There's a lot of dead time. Here we go.
It's still funny.
There goes the chair, so that way I can funnel.
The mastermind at work, moving the chairs, creating the funnel.
That's called blocking.
And then you can see my butt crack, which is perfect, because I just farted. Run that back so everyone can hear that again.
It sounds like a fart machine. Like
folks, silence. I'm not usually a fan of dead air, but Well, here we go.
We should put that on
Let's go.
We should put that on the pod.
On the soundboard?
On the soundboard.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That one came out nice.
Yeah.
That one didn't hurt.
Honestly, it was very solid. It had a nice cartoon ping to it. And I'm proud of that. Almost more than the scare. I'm proud of the fart.
I got to say, the execution of that whole thing was, like, that's why I got so happy when you scared me. Because it wasn't first like, oh my God, I'm going to die. It was like, that was really good.
This is silly.
Yeah. When did you realize there was a camera involved?
He told me.
I told him. I said, I filmed it.
Yeah. I kind of wish I had seen that.
It was my first thought. I was like, did he get me on camera? And then there's 3 cameras here.
Damn, you're on candid camera. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you got some gigs you want to report on? Gig report?
Oh,
gig report. We went to the Gil Safan Heart Bar gig.
Not what it's called. Not what it's called.
What's it called? Heart Bar?
Gil Safan and the Seventh Day Adventists.
Oh, Seventh Day Advocates.
New band.
New band formed. They were foaming at the mouth to play.
New band featuring a previous guest on Fellavision.
That's right.
Mike.
Mike, all right, yeah.
Shout out Mike.
Great vibes. The smell wasn't the best down in that dungeon.
Rank and dank.
Smells not the best in here right now either.
It's a little spicy in here as well in a different kind of way. But yeah, there was a wet mustiness to that basement dungeon.
Did not like it.
Did not like that. This is not I'm not looking forward to any more shows there coming this summer because it's only going to get hotter and smellier, I can imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but as a scene supporter, you need to show up.
Oh, yeah. It really did feel like a Florida scene. We had,
Yeah, it was pretty much all Floridians.
Yeah.
We should have an episode where we just do a state of the scene. Just talk about the scene.
I would love to. Let's call this podcast. Let's change it to State of the Scene.
Oh, yeah. Fellavision's done. Welcome to State of the Scene.
State of the Scene.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I also, not a gig, but I did ride the scooter more this week, and I'm pretty happy with that. Cool. Things are going great. I'm at 115 miles on that sucker.
Wow.
And I am ripping. By the way, 100 miles to the gallon. Confirmed.
Wow.
That's pretty sick.
That's pretty sick.
Ripped it to the movie.
Yeah,
we saw you.
We were like, where the hell is he? And I was like, that's him. Not even like looking at you.
It's going to make noise.
I'm gripping.
Don't grip.
Grippy.
Handily.
No grippy, Mr. Cole.
No grippy.
Yeah. I got nothing to report other than the in-laws came to town. What's up, in-laws? You don't listen to this. It's okay.
Yes, I do.
But all I got to say is that one of the floors of this beautiful office has the plastic coffee cups. This is a $5 coffee made by someone in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Everywhere, but it's for free here. It's got the good ice. Zoom in.
It does have the good ice.
Oh, we got the good ice here.
Yeah, the good
folks.
cubes. This is amazing. I feel enlightened. I got
They
scared.
don't have those up here? They do. You probably just
No,
can't-
they had that
these
down
where I
on
keep
like,
my,
they had it down on 62.
It was 60. It was 63. But
63.
This is where I keep my pretzels, folks.
Yogurt pretzels.
Yeah, the
By
yogurt
way,
pretzels.
The best snack in the office is the yogurt pretzels.
Finest export this company's ever given us.
That's saying a lot.
It is. I feel like that's a pretty good cold open here. Want to switch? I've been wearing headphones this whole time, and I didn't realize.
I noticed that a minute ago when he had the handling noise. I was just like, Bryan has headphones on. He caught the handling.
He caught it, yeah.
But I'm not a producer. Let's just say that. This podcast is produced by Fellavision. We don't have a producer.
Yeah, we do. You're the producer now.
No, we're all co-producers.
Oh, okay.
Co-producers.
I like that.
I do kind of like the headphones. I don't know. Should I keep it?
Keep them on, dude. If you're vibing.
I mean, let it ride. I was just like,
headphones combo looks good as well.
Yeah, I was like,
What if I put the
solid-
hat on top?
yeah.
Try it.
I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna do the outfit changes. That's kind of your bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You keep things grounded. You keep things out of control.
Zangy.
I'm wearing headphones.
Yeah, of course, to catch it all.
All right, cool. So Hitman. We saw this movie last night. We saw it
did.
at the Paris Theatre in Midtown Manhattan.
Right next to the Plaza Hotel, folks. Very New York corner.
Little corner. Got the Cube Apple store, like made of glass.
Mm-hmm.
The Plaza.
Got the Central Park
right there. Like, and just going like this, you can see a lot of like history and architecture.
Absolutely.
And then me on the scooter.
And and then there was history made when JP pulled up on his 100th
And I got
mile.
yelled at by a delivery man who said,
Oh, yeah.
Sir, no. Sir, no. And I just
kept going.
straight ahead. Kept it moving.
Fuck that.
I'm parking on this fucking sidewalk.
That's right.
Sir.
I felt like this was the first movie in a while that's felt like New York, fucking summer in the city ass. Like, let's link up, 7 o'clock in the middle of the fucking heartbeat of America.
That's goddamn right.
Yeah.
The center of the universe.
Center of the goddamn universe.
The vibes were out of control. You were a little late. It's okay.
I got there at 7:03, I'm pretty sure.
We walked in
that's
that
an
building.
unmentionable amount of lateness.
We walked inside the building at 7:07, and I was a little bit. My
That's
palms were
By the
sweating.
way, speaking of Paris Theater, they don't really fuck with previews, I guess, because that shit started
Well,
instantly.
Netflix owns it, so
Yeah, but they got all sort of shit to promote.
I think that they just
Stranger
like they're
Things.
like a one screen theater. They're kind of like, come on in, watch the movie, see you later,
Well, the reason I was late, speaking of Stranger Things, is I went to a bar with my bros.
bros.
Went to a bar with the bros. And sitting next to us was some Stranger Things starlets and stars.
Brett Gelman,
Nancy and
pro
Will.
Israel celebrity.
Nancy and Will, that is their real names.
That's them. They were there.
The
chilling.
characters were there, not the actors.
And then we have this long-standing bit that if I ever see that guy again, because he lives in East Village, that I was going to do my creepy upside down bit. You guys will get that when we get it on footage. I'm not going to do it because I do need to actually do it to him.
Yeah.
And I chickened out and didn't get him with it. But next time, he goes to the Wayland, everybody. Let me dox this guy. Go to the bar, the Wayland. He loves it.
He fucking loves
I
it.
think that's what it's called. That might not be what it's called.
Yeah, I will say this is the first Fellavision episode in a while where we have gone to a movie in theater and it hasn't been an AMC. Is it the first time ever?
Ooh, no, because we went to Alamo for a different Hitman movie from Netflix.
We didn't.
Wait, what?
We didn't release that episode.
Oh.
Oh.
Interesting.
I don't think we
behind a
released the killer
paywall.
episode.
Well, we didn't release it. Interesting.
We recorded an episode about the killer.
Yep, someone said something problematic, and we weren't able to announce it.
It was probably Andy.
Yeah.
Dumb Andy.
I don't see what the big deal is.
Well, this is our first time out of the AMC.
Yeah, I will say that one of the reasons that I wanted to make sure that we were on time was because the art house experience is a little different. Like you're lucky if you get one coming soon. But we sauntered in 11 minutes late, which is early for AMC time.
For all my lateness, we came in right at the title screen.
We did. It was fine. There
was no plot missing.
Exactly. It all worked out, but as all of the convenience of AMC and the Nicole Kidman of it all, we definitely have gotten comfortable with rolling into a movie literally a half hour after its time.
That's the right amount of time.
I'm running up the escalators, getting into my seat exactly 30 minutes late, and then I'm on time.
Any AMC movie, you can show up 30 minutes late. That's just a fact.
But what I will say is that this experience was so drastically different than that. When I got home, I beat the air conditioning timer back to my house.
Oh.
I set it for 4 hours, and I was like, yo, I got to go to Midtown, movie, coming back, dinner, all this stuff. Get back. My apartment's hot as fuck. I'm like, yo.
Oh, shit.
So that was...
You don't have it just... Oh, because you can set it locally? All right.
I set the timer, baby.
You got to get one of the ones that you can control from your phone. Just let me cut that shit.
That's broke. Yeah, I'm broke.
You don't need to have a Wi-Fi enabled...
That's the right way to do it, though.
Yeah. So after we arrived at Midtown, we watched this movie. This movie is directed by Mr. Richard Linklater.
Richie Link.
Yep.
Richie Link.
Texas man.
Before we get there, though, Paris Theatre. One thing I noticed about this place is the sound is just in front.
We didn't even talk about... we talked about this on the way back, but I was saying that, the sound is bad, but it kind of is, a little bit charming to me.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody's talking to it. Like, the dialogue sounds like somebody's talking on a microphone in front of you.
Yeah. There was a weird reverb to the room, and I was just like, this feels like what movies felt like when I was a kid.
Like they didn't consider
the sound wasn't as good and shit like that. Now we're in Dolby Atmos with 180 surround sound.
You think a Netflix owned theater they'd make it Dolby.
I was actually at one point looking around to see if there were more speakers, and I was just there wasn't. But I was like, the projection is amazing.
Projection's nice.
I did like the nostalgic feel of the audio being in front. It reminded me of being at one of my theaters at home, like Coolidge or something like that, the Apple Cinemas, where you don't get this I'm going back to talking about convenience, but the AMC experience is so immersive. You got the comfy seats. You're spread out from people. You have
love doing that.
You have a line of sight that's right on the theater.
That's ideal.
But I feel like with this experience, and I would have to see more movies here. I'm planning on seeing more movies here, but it was very interesting to have to kind of actively be engaged with the movie in a way that I'm not used to at an AMC theater. You feel me?
Yeah. Thankfully we had some fucking closed captions because some of that was.
I couldn't see the closed caption because of the girl in front of me. I was just like, how did I get a 6 foot tall chick in front of me?
Yeah.
Cameron Brink.
Or she was just all torso.
Cameron Brink was at the Hitman premiere.
My only experience with a person in the theater was the guy sitting next to me who loved this fucking movie. Very our Indiana Jones experience.
Yeah.
He was way quieter about it, but he was just chuckling.
I was sitting next to you.
Chuckling.
I was gonna say I did a few big laughs, and I got.
From people?
Yeah, and I was just or they were wondering about my laugh because I was I also laughed at I believe inappropriate times where I was the only one laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, this movie is silly.
The guy next to me was just like,
oh, yeah.
to everything.
I was on the other side of you. We were right next to each other, brother. We were making some music.
This guy's our knees were ripping each other.
Yeah, we were man spreading. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was, I don't know. We'll get into this, but I guess this is going to replace first reactions for this episode so we can get into a little bit. Did the theatrical experience of seeing Hitman add anything for you, or would you suggest staying at home?
I think it was a positive experience because it was the first time I ever went to that theater. So it helped in that regard. Yeah. But I don't think going to see it in a theater helped the movie. I think it only helped via the personal experience of going to a new theater for me. But I wouldn't recommend that people rush out to go see this in the theaters.
Chris Tharp, your thoughts?
I was going to say that the theater experience isn't necessary for this, but I feel like if you're like a need to see something random on a Friday night, this is like a PG-13, safe for the parents,
Date
particularly. Like, this movie doesn't make you feel weird, really, or anything
You're saying
like
bring your kids to this?
No, I'm saying parents can go to... I'm saying bring your parents to this. Like bringing my dad to an A24 movie, bringing my dad to talk to me, we're having a very weird conversation after.
Brother, there's like a whole intense sex, whole thing going.
But those are like this is like NBC sex scenes. Like
it's not.
They were. It wasn't that. He
goes down on her like 4 times. After he kills a man, he goes
Bring
down
your
on
grandmother to this flick.
We'll get into the porno in a little bit. Let's direct the convo back to Richard Linklater for a second.
Richie Link.
My man has been making movies for a long time. The first, I think Slacker was the first.
1990, yeah.
1990, and then Dazed and Confused, the Before movies, stuff like that. Chris, what's your relationship with the films of Richard Linklater? You got any thoughts?
Linklater, he was like a film school darling, so that's kind of like when I like kind of got into him. Was like, hey, you want to make low budget movies? This is the beginning of like the indie boom of the 90s. So like the micro budget movies and shit like that we were trying to make in film school, the closest things we had were Slacker and Suburbia were like the movies that we were like looking at for like more of like the tone of like, you're a weird indie kid walking around.
If you were cool, you would have just chosen Clerks.
No, Clerks is like I was much more. I feel like I was more in line with Slacker than Clerks.
Yeah, I know. I can tell.
Yeah, I'm about hanging outside the gas station, and then y'all are about working in the gas station.
Nah, dude, hanging outside the gas station. You ever heard of Jay and Silent Bob?
True.
Brother.
I like being in the middle here because I feel like I'm Chris Matthews' fastball. that video of Jon Stewart getting into a debate or whatever. Like, this is cool.
But yeah, I'll take Slacker over Clerks any day.
You're crazy as fuck. But so for me, this Richie Link guy, not too much in his repertoire that I'm fucking with, really. But there is one shining star out of this entire group, and that is School of Rock. My man made School of Rock. What an incredible fucking movie that is. What a badass guy he is for making this movie.
That's right.
So respect to the god for making School of Rock. But other than that, I've seen Boyhood.
Okay.
Did you see Before Sunset?
Nope.
Before Sunrise, any of that jazz?
No, Before Midnight.
I saw all those movies back to back on like plane rides. So I was just like completely locked in on those ones and like loved it.
I watched Before Sunrise a couple years ago, I think pre-COVID. But I think I'm treating those movies like they treat the movies where I'm like, fuck it, I'll watch the next one in like 5 years or whatever. So I'm just waiting for it to catch me. I've heard nothing but good things about, especially Before Sunset. But
yeah,
I'd only ever heard of Before Midnight. I didn't know there was like a trio of films.
Yeah.
Before Sunset
sequels?
they take like 10 years apart. Basically, they like check back in.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
you get a second chance at love in the second one.
True.
He writes a book and then they like find each other.
When I think about Richard Linklater, I think about him fucking with like sort of the concept of filmmaking in that way. Boyhood is really the first. It's not the first movie I saw of his. I think School of Rock was for me, but
for sure,
Boyhood, the fact that it was like recorded like in increments over like all these actors' lives. Was like, it's really like, it's an interesting premise for a movie more than it's like a good movie, but it's also a good movie.
It's definitely not that good.
But also like, it's like he was able to film a movie over like 20 years.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah,
so it's like he shot it on the same film stock and all these things, and they kind of unify it. And then Ethan Hawke is in it, and Ethan Hawke is in the Before like trilogy. Yep. So it's like those ones are fucking with time, but then Boyhood is like also fucking with time. So it's like
this one make some cartoon ass shit too, like
Scanner Darkly, and he also did the Apollo 10.5.
Yes,
is kind of similar, but I didn't watch it, but I like the art.
Scanner
seems like that
Darkly is the Keanu
rotoscope
Reeves shit, right?
Yeah. Scanner Darkly is one of those movies where I was into like anime when I was like 12 years old.
Dude.
Yeah, I grew out of it real quick. I'm not a Naruto guy now.
I kind of I didn't really like the vibe of Scanner Darkly, like just like the look of it, and then I felt like I didn't hate it at the time, but I feel like I like it less now for some reason. I'm like
Waking Life, that was the first one he did. That was like
and I don't really like that shit either. I like the idea of it, but then like in practice is kind of whatever.
Scanner Darkly, like it was in that time where I was watching movies like The Animatrix and shit like that, and it was like in that in between. It's very Y2K to be like, based on a graphic novel.
I'm
kind
talking
of toying
Eon
with
Flux.
Exactly that kind of stuff. I didn't know he did his filmography is so funny. I did not know he did Bad News Bears.
I used to like the OG Bad News Bears, kind of rocks, but I don't know about his Bad News Bears. I didn't.
Also, his recent filmography is also crazy.
He's got a very weird setup here.
Last Flag Flying is so funny because
what the fuck is that?
So this is a movie, and the poster is so funny.
I watched this trailer last night. Yeah, Steve Carell is like
a cop or something. That's very
no, they're all Marines.
Yeah, okay. They were all together in some war.
Is that Bryan Cranston?
It's Cranston and Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne, Doc Rivers, although he has a photoshopped goatee, it looks like right here.
Lawrence is a priest, and the other two are fucking degenerates or something like that. What I gather
is what you're saying.
What?
Veterans are degenerates is what you're saying. Just say it.
This is kind of like Fellavision right here. I'm looking.
That's kind of the boy.
JP on the mustache.
Hell yeah.
Well, one of us needs to pick the goatee. So Tharp, would you rather be Cranston or Fishburne?
I mean, I feel like I'm more Cranston.
All right, I'll be fucking Lawrence Fishburne. I can coach the Clippers.
Yeah, you know.
Hell yeah, I definitely would hold a flag just like that shit. Too.
But this looks like a Michael Bay like action like revenge movie. Like let's go back to Vietnam and like get revenge. The three of us.
What's the tagline there? Their last mission.
Wasn't on the battlefield.
Oh shit! Damn.
That's fucking hard as nails. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a movie where they're on a road trip and they talk, which is what I'm realizing all of Richard Linklater's movies that aren't School of Rock are.
Yeah.
It's kind of just the like talking to your professor after a class.
I don't know. Is the U.S. government funding Linklater films? Is that what's going on here? This Apollo 10 one, Last Flag Flying. Like, I don't know.
American man.
There's some American ass shit going on here. This Hitman movie's Little Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah. If he is being funded by the CIA to like promote American values, I will say that it is worth your time to watch Everybody Wants Some because it does something important. Not my favorite movie I've ever seen, but the emphasis that it puts on caring about baseball in the 70s,
baseball is
in the 80s, I think it's the 80s. We need to go back as a society to caring about baseball. It would fix so much shit.
Yeah, you tell me that 3 years ago, I would have gotten real excited, dude. But now I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, too many games. But
that's right, way too many games.
We need less games.
Our boy Glen
we need
Powell,
to care more, less games.
Our boy Glen Powell is in that. He's a side character, but he has some of the best lines in the movie. And Austin Emilio, who plays Jasper in Hitman, the other Hitman.
Oh yeah,
the cop, the racist cop. He is also in the movie as Nesbitt. Great movie. It's shot very strangely. It looks like it's like very smooth, and it's supposed to be basically like a companion piece to Dazed and Confused, where it's like Dazed and Confused is about the 70s.
Yeah.
And a high school. This is about the start of college in the 80s.
Yeah, so. That was one of the things that I kind of didn't like about Hitman was how glossy it kind of was. It felt a little too digital, and it's just like, in my mind, I have like the old Linklater, and it was like very like warm 35 millimeter kind of like vibes and little like arty rough on the edges, and then these ones are like hyper like HD like kind of shit.
Hitman looks like it was shot on film by like an auteur compared to Everybody Wants Some.
Hitman looks like it was filmed for the CW channel.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
It's like Smallville.
What's that? Yeah, like one of those cop shows that are like funny. What is the Andy Samberg one?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It looked like that show to me.
Okay, I feel like that's enough of a primer to get into talking about.
Yeah, let's rip into this
Hitman.
fucking thing.
Cool. Sweet.
I got nothing to say.
What?
Go for it.
Yeah, I was like, wait, why don't we go with first reactions from JP? What was your reaction?
It was fine.
Super
classically fine.
So that's what I kind of say is that this movie is kind of just fluff. Like I was like, I laughed and I thought that like parts of it were good, but then it was a little too plotty. Whereas like a Linklater, like people are usually walking around getting philosophical. They did get philosophical in classes and stuff like that, but it was like, I felt like the murder plot stuff kind of like it was just a lot going on.
The best part of the movie, which was like relatively inconsequential. Well, first of all, this movie's like based on a true story,
except on a real person,
except for the love story that's not real. and him killing.
And one at the end. One note at the
really
end. Spoilers.
Yeah, I feel like they could have done without the love story. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's about this guy who's like really good at disguising himself as a hitman, as a cop in Houston, which they shot this in New Orleans, but he just like was good at like doing the like, I'm gonna be this person's hitman, so I'm gonna come in as like a Russian guy, or I'm gonna come in as like fucking what's his name from all those British movies. What's his name? The British
Bean?
action star? Mr.
He came in as Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean.
I'm gonna come as Mr. Bean.
Yeah, so it's about that guy. But I think that was the best part of the movie, was him just like doing the different characters. It shows that like Glen Powell,
I was gonna say that. Yeah, I was like, he's able to fade away into the roles. Like the one with the leather jacket one was like kind of like a little funny, but then like I don't know, the red haired one, I was like, wow, that like he's completely like changed in his like his demeanor.
The creepy German serial killer.
Yeah, the Harry Potter professor one. That's a good segue to talk about Glen Powell for a second.
JP.
Not only did he star in this movie, but he also wrote and produced it along with Richard Linklater. First writing credit on a movie. He, like I said, he had worked with Linklater in the past on Everybody Wants Some, but I think that we're in the middle of the Glen Powell like moment. I think that
He's
started.
The Rock.
Yeah, the CIA is trying to make this happen with like the Top Gun, Twister, whatever that Sydney Sweeney movie is,
Anyone
where he's
But
like
You.
Anyone But You.
Cool Andy put it on yesterday. I made it through the first 5 minutes, and
Not good or no?
I had to work, but I was like,
I like to think of that as a cash grab. You know, maybe they're taking
Cash
that
grab.
Yeah, they're taking that money and then they're making their movies like Sydney Sweeney. Maybe funded Immaculate with that, and maybe he's helping fund Hitman, because Hitman was purchased by Netflix. It wasn't made by Netflix.
Yeah, it was like a film festival pickup.
So it might have been some of that Anyone But You money making this movie.
Well, it's funny to talk about because I don't know the budget of Anyone But You off the top of my head, but I do know that Hitman, Netflix bought it for 20. It was made for 11, 12 million.
Oh,
but
that's crazy that was that low.
this is the kind of
That's
movie that we're talking about when we talk about like that mid-range movie.
But like we've been talking about this pendulum swinging back for like years, and I think that we're kind of like in that mid-tier budget thing. Like everything right now that's like worth talking about, I feel like, is like smaller budgets, and bigger budgets are failing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I give you a premise though? If like if the wish for mid-budget movies that everyone, since American Fiction, since the big Oscar speech, people have been pining for this, they've been asking for a return to it. If the end result is getting movies like Hitman and Anyone But You, is that really what we want?
Well, I was just gonna say
I was thinking about this earlier, and I was like, this movie is definitely a little bit of that monkey paw, where like we're getting what we want. Like it's created by like an indie auteur guy. We're getting an actor who's like a rising star, but it's like he's almost being forced on us. And then like it isn't like that well done.
Well, the thing is, like, when you think of those mid-tier budgets, you think of creativity. Like, oh, these are going to be original and creative. Yeah. This is like fits right into the Hollywood zeitgeist. It was just done at a
I think it was just
budget.
a cheaply done Hollywood formulaic movie, but it I mean, it could, like any theater, I don't know. I feel like any streamer could have put this out. It was just like, it was a fine movie.
Netflix may not have made this, but they made this for Netflix. Yeah. It was definitely like one of those.
Well, because they did that Apollo 10.5 movie for Netflix. And so like Linklater has a relationship with Netflix. So I think he knew that it was going to go to them, or at least he would fall back on them.
Yeah, and Netflix wants to be in the business of working with people like this, even though it does kind of feel like they may not have... it feels cut for Netflix. It has that weird pace of like the Uncanny Valley movie that's kind of a movie, but also kind of just something that you're putting on streaming.
100%. It looks like a movie that somebody would be watching in a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And listen, I'm all for a movie where all we're doing is basically letting Glen Powell be a charisma machine.
Which he is. Like, I mean, I liked him.
Totally. And I think that more movies should just be like, yeah, you're just going to watch this dude like stun for like 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think some of the inconsistency with the pace of this movie, with the sort of tenor of it, how the moods it has, it doesn't feel like Linklater's best.
No, like I said, very mid-tier budget, mid-tier ass movie. Like it
We
doesn't
also
hit me in
won't
any kind of
know
way.
if this
We
movie,
need more mid.
like this movie it can't do well because it's on Netflix. Like we don't get like the box
We'll never
office
know.
or anything.
Yeah,
Like it
that's
doesn't
bullshit, by the way.
save
Yeah.
mid-tier movies. It's just like this movie happens and there's a lot of promo and some people like it, but like are those people watching it like, you know?
I mean, it's safe to assume that it did, at least the people who made it made money.
Yeah,
right?
no, it was just
Totally.
like they doubled their money, so they're walking away and they're having a great time, and
Yeah.
it seems like they're having fun with the promotion and stuff like that.
And
so.
listen, I would rather watch this as a Netflix movie than most of the stuff that we get.
Yeah.
But it is kind of interesting that this is the second movie about a hitman that Netflix has put out in the last
Year.
8 months, a year.
Yeah.
Would you guys? What's? I know which one we all think is better. I
I mean,
gotta
there's
imagine we're
one
all
made
in
by
on
a
the killer.
master, and then there's one made by a slacker.
Yeah,
Who made School of Rock, which is sick.
Yeah.
for sure. It is kind of funny to consider this as like a prequel to The Killer in some ways, where because it's very interesting how the two movies like parallel each other. You get internal monologues from
Yep.
these two contract killers, and they're both kind of fucking dumbasses.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Glen Powell's Gary Johnson is a little more of like he's got his shit together in other areas. He's a great bird watcher, great professor. He's got a
they're
lot
both
of
very
rapport.
zen.
Psychologist of some kind.
Very zen. And even some of the through lines of like him talking about his like internal monologue, it felt like the same things that are driving like Michael Fassbender's character forward in The Killer. But if you think about Fassbender being down the line hitman from this movie, it's like, oh, this guy's like dumb as shit and bad at his job. But it would make sense how he got into it, just being like, oh, I could probably fake my way through
pretty good
this.
at this, yeah.
Yeah, like podcasting.
Yeah.
You know?
Like podcasting.
I definitely see
Exactly.
that there's definitely going to be a Netflix Hitman trilogy coming out this year. There has to be another one on
The
deck.
third
make one.
Girl Boss Hitman.
Yeah, but I was like, I mean, like, they might as well just go for like fucking 10. Like, there should be like a collection. It's like, here's just Netflix doing
The Hitman
every kind
series.
of different Hitman you want, but like, we're just always just like, give an auteur the thing Hitman.
All right,
run
Dad.
with it. We'll
What do
fund
you-
it.
You're the auteur.
What am I
What's the
making?
movie? What's the Hitman movie for Netflix made by Chris
I
Tucker?
mean, I guess maybe it's the origin stories of one. I've never seen like the first. Well, I guess
How they got the job?
yeah, because it's like being a police pretend hitman. That's a little different.
Yeah.
And he finally does kill somebody.
So you're looking for this guy's decided he's going to
well,
kill
like
people for money.
how to get your first job as a hitman. Like you think you want to be a hitman, and then you're just like, well,
ZipRecruiter.com.
how do I break into the world of hitmaning?
LinkedIn.
Yeah. We got a network.
Yeah, you got a network, and it's
anything
just
else.
like
All right, yeah.
You gonna let me do one?
Do one.
yeah.
You're gonna
Oh,
let me?
yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl Boss Hitman.
girl boss.
Hitman,
Yeah,
for sure.
I haven't thought about that before.
Absolutely.
Have you?
Legally Blonde, the Hitman.
Yeah, I think we're getting Sophie Wilde. Talk to me. Bringing her back.
Oh, she needs it.
Totally, she needs to work. Or Mihala from Industry and Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I like her.
Okay.
But yeah, you're getting off the coming out of college. Job market's tough. Hard to connect. Job interviews not going well. Everyone's hiring internally.
Weird.
And then you're just like, I need to kill some people instead. Freelance. So
Just a quick kill.
yeah, just a quick kill.
Maybe in mine, you get a wrong number call and then you just take the job. Like you were
Yeah,
given,
sounds
like something happens where you're able to get the job. Like there's a mix up,
Just
and
like
then
an
you're just
address
like,
and a
yeah,
place for
you
money.
get the file, and then you're just like, this guy's not too cool.
Probably pull this off.
Yeah, I could probably do this.
Do you want to know what producer Andy would make as a movie for a hitman?
Produce like Dumb Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which one?
He's here. Why don't you ask him?
Hey, Andy, what movie, if you had the opportunity to make a Hitman movie, what would you do?
I'd probably say hitman who kills dogs. Andy.
Yeah.
I don't see the big deal.
He probably
Don't see the
killed.
big
He probably
deals.
killed his wife and drove across the country and hit her body.
Maybe he said that his wife isn't very social, but he actually just killed her and
Yeah.
was lying to everybody, maybe.
Every 50 miles, he throws her fingers out the window.
Good fault. Press that button.
Oh, speaking of killing your wife, there was a crazy cameo in this movie that we all got to experience, which was really funny and kind of weird. The dude from As I Lay Dying in the movie.
That's who it was? I didn't know that. I didn't know that was him.
He showed up, dude.
I believe that.
This movie they should just make a movie. That should be your Hitman movie. Is you're the guy.
Oh my God, that is, yeah.
Dude, yes.
The guy who that guy from As I Lay Dying tried to hire to kill.
I've been trying to do I'm like, how do you get a punk hardcore movie like off the ground? Like, it's not about like becoming famous. It's about killing your wife.
It's about killing your wife.
Now that's a movie.
Imagine if he was in this movie.
Yeah.
How fucking sick that would have been.
Is this not Tim Lambesis or where the fuck his name is?
Dude, that was when I said it, by the way.
I know.
When this guy came up, I was like, that's the guy from As I Lay Dying.
Does anyone want to fill in while I look up pictures of the guy from As I Lay Dying? What happened with him?
Yeah, so this fool, I don't really know the full story. Look at the picture of him in court. Go to that one.
Oh my God.
Is I guess they're a metalcore band. They're not even.
Yeah, As I Lay Dying is definitely a metalcore band.
I would say it's probably just metal.
It's metal.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a metal band.
They started off as metalcore.
Yeah, I was like, everything starts off as metalcore, I guess.
But this little psycho pulled some Hitman ass, Glen Powell ass shit, and that he got caught by the police. He did the thing where he asked around for if anybody knows a hitman. Those people called the police, and the police pretended to be hitmen and stung his ass, gave him a little sting.
Do you think he asked like a roadie or something like that? I feel if you're looking for like a killer, I might start with my roadie, like a roadie network.
Okay.
Hang out.
Who are you asking?
I'm just in the back of the show.
Pick one of our homies though.
Oh, who am I asking?
If you needed to get somebody killed, which one of our homies are you thinking could probably hook you up with a hitman?
Is the only guy that I know that could probably do it.
That's just a real answer.
Yeah.
Mine's Andy. I would just have Andy do it.
Oh, yeah, Andy would do it.
Dumb
Yeah.
He would just do it. He's socially
I went a little too real on that one.
dead.
Never mind. Retract that.
And I don't remember when.
A little too real on that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tim Lambesis is pretty sure back in As I Lay Dying, if I'm not concerned. People don't give a fuck.
Wait, he got out of
Is As I Lay
prison?
Dying still a band? Yeah, he was only in prison for 6 years or something.
It's only 6 years?
6 or 7. I don't
To kill your wife?
It was less than 10 for sure.
Welcome to the Metalcore Misinformation Podcast, brought to you by BetterHelp.
Okay, how long was he in prison?
because it didn't work out.
Yeah, he's back in the band.
But how long was he in prison? There's no misinformation here.
Keep talking.
I guess because he didn't
two
do it.
years.
2
Holy
years?
fuck!
Two
years
years
trying to
is
kill his wife.
insane.
I would do 2 years to get you murked.
Well, actually, pause.
What's up, dude?
This kind of reflects the reality in the movie because they were saying that half the time in these situations, the spouse that was trying to be offed by this person, they would forgive them and they would get off.
And they would speak in their defense or something. Yeah.
Now we have to worry about.
I don't think that's what happened to my boy Tim though. I think she was he tried to fucking kill me.
I didn't know that As I Lay Dying guy was out when we were talking shit.
Yeah,
yeah, we're gonna have to delete this part. This was in the middle of a bunch of metalcore vocalists getting into legal trouble. Remember the Randy Blythe shit?
Who's that?
The guy from Lamb of God.
No.
It was a really fucked up situation where someone either was seriously injured or died at one of his shows in a European country, and he was held there for a while.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but shout out to that. Shout out to Randy Blythe. I'm gonna.
Speaking of, this is just a random story.
Misinformation podcast.
I will not name anybody involved because I happen to know a couple of them. But I don't know why this reminded me.
I'm gonna press the marker button so we can censor some names.
Yeah, a band who was real into black metal and emulated a lot of the black metal stuff got into some trouble. You said somebody got injured at a show. Well, this band threw a pig's head.
Oh, I've heard about it. Yeah.
Into the crowd and hit a person and permanently blinded them.
Yeah.
In an eye, which was insane. Around that same
getting
time.
hit with a rotting pig head is bad, and then losing an eye is
because
just
of it. Yeah, it's fucking insane.
Want to know some crazy shit? That girl is on Reddit on the r/WTF. I am the girl that got blinded by a severed pig head at a show.
Okay, I know her. So that's
oh
shit, she's on
my
Reddit.
god!
Oh, fuck.
Not only do you know her, she is on Reddit.
Well, I knew her. She would come to some shows that we played in Savannah.
Cool.
Where that happened.
Andy, don't throw any more pig heads at people at the shows.
Yeah, the band was Frameworks, actually. Andy Nickel threw a pig's head.
Andy was talking about it for that new record that he's recording. He was going to throw pig heads out.
Yeah.
Not the first show.
Imagine he does that with his dumbass folk album that definitely sucks everybody.
No, that's going to be
a folk album?
I'm pretty sure it's like some folk shit.
That's going to be the second Fellavision ad after Fragrance Geek.
That's true. We're going to promote Andy's album. He's going to have to pay us handsomely for it.
Dude coming on the pod to promote it.
When I was posting this, I was like, like on a few episodes ago, I was like, is there any promotion in this? I was like, sort of. Like, there's sort of promotion on this one.
Okay. So we're talking a lot about As I Lay Dying, Lamb of God frameworks. Maybe that goes to show how we're feeling about this movie, to where...
Yeah, it's not much going.
Yeah. Would you say... were there any highlights of the movie that you would...
I mean, all the characters are hilarious. I think that that bit is just really well done every which way. Like the Patrick Bateman shit where he's like slicked back hair and all that.
Yeah,
like,
nailed it.
Fucking
That was
hilarious.
I think the end... Well, not the very end, but like the premise of the end where Jasper's at her house.
Yeah.
And they're just sitting on the couch and he's doing that. He did a great job of,
he did.
laying out his like demands and everything, and I thought that was really funny.
Why not just give him some money?
Instead of killing him? Well, because you plug up the holes. You don't want to give... If somebody's blackmailing you and you have the opportunity to kill them, kill them.
Christoph, how many people can keep a secret?
I think with like $100,000, I would be like, this works out. How'd you get that $100,000? It's like, meh, I found out some things.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of implicating yourself.
Yeah, but it's just like, if I'm a good person, I'm not killing people for money.
That's a fair point.
That is true.
I was like, this guy Gary was a good man.
Yeah.
Like, they're fucking up Gary's name.
Yeah,
by
into the spoilers that we just did, but my biggest problem with the movie was the way it wrapped up. Like, this guy who's pretending to be a hitman, and like the whole point of the social side of this is that like you can do whatever you want, you can be whoever you want, you just need to like fake it till you make it, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
You can change parts of your personality.
Anti-imposter syndrome.
But then
movie.
like all within the span of like 6 hours, he's like disgusted and like abhorrently fearful of the fact that this woman killed somebody.
Yeah.
And he's freaking out, and then 6 hours later he's down and then also kills somebody. Like,
yeah, it's just like, okay, well, now that you guys have $1 million and then you have to tie up this loose end, so now you're like implicated in 2 murders basically.
And then not only are you okay with murder and committing it yourself, you're also going down on somebody while somebody's being killed next to you. Like, what the fuck is that?
Well, that's
what a weird ending.
Yeah. I think it's a little you dip in more into like the dark comedy, like satire, like black comedy satire element there, which I wasn't expecting from this movie, but I guess like
it didn't fit. That's my point. It's just like came out of nowhere.
For sure. I guess I would say that in the movie, like what would make a guy act like that? I think a pretty good answer is that
hot ass lady.
The beautiful woman played Adria Arjona. I'm sorry I butchered that, but. Before this was in Morbius as Miss Morbius.
She's also in this Wizard of Oz reboot called Emerald City. I watched the trailer and it looks pretty. It's Game of Thrones meets a Wizard of Oz, and it's kind of silly.
Got it. She's also in True Detective. Okay.
But the new True Detective, not the good one.
Wait, the newest season? It's pretty good. The newest season's.
That's crazy.
That's
the
crazy.
Third best.
That is the hottest take of this show.
I don't think she's in Night Country though.
She's not in, I thought I saw the Night Country poster.
It just says True
She's
Detective.
also in the bad. Because look. It's 2015. Oh, she might be in a good one.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
I was just looking at the poster.
Yeah, I was looking at the poster.
But she is really hot.
she is.
Welcome to
I
our
thought
movie
you were about to
podcast.
say some extra shit. I was like, okay, we're going deep on
I
whatever her name
mean,
is.
she seemed like a good enough actress.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it kind of just smoothed over some of the absurdity and like the weird parts of this movie. Like, going back to what we were talking about bringing the kids or bringing the parents to this movie, for like 15 minutes, it turns into like a softcore porn.
Yeah, dude. Sincerely, it does.
I didn't think it was. It felt like TV safe.
I don't know.
It's definitely PG.
It's very strange.
Yeah, like they hook up after initially meeting each other like a few weeks later or whatever. But then they just have multiple scenes where in different days it's just like a sequence. This movie loves sequences. There's sequences.
He's just like coming over, getting it.
Yeah.
Coming over, getting it.
Exactly. Like she's dressed up like a flight attendant at once.
That was the weirdest. That scene
sense.
Dragged and was stupid.
I think the contract stuff was the weirdest thing where they were like talking about like
They kept bringing it back.
Their
It
agreement.
felt like they watched Days of Thunder with like the sweet and low packets, and they're trying to like incorporate like the sexy thing into like multiple scenes, and it just did
it's
not
very
work
stupid.
out.
Yeah.
It wasn't sexy at all. Hey,
No.
so listen, we're just gonna be fuck buddies, okay?
Kiss me.
Where do I sign?
Yeah,
over
like-
and over again.
she was obsessed with sucking his dick.
Yeah, she was a big fan of that, which is pretty cool. Admittedly, hell yeah.
That actually reminds me because there's a pretty good
What does it remind you of?
It reminds me of the site that I like to frequent.
Yeah. I gotta find the image.
Whoa,
Damn
hold on.
it.
We're on YouTube, brother.
One of my favorite images.
That reminds me of one of my favorite images.
No, there's that old picture of Glen Powell smiling that he hates.
I don't know what you're
Is that
talking
one where he's coming out of the pool?
It's
Oh, the one where he's like
this one?
the Cabrera photo.
No, just
Why does he hate that? How do you know that he hates it?
Because
he does look
This is like a
insane.
meme.
yeah. It's a
It's literally his Wikipedia photo.
yeah. It's a
I
meme.
think that people are trolling him.
But the reason I
That's
brought
fake.
it up
That's a fake image.
in that face is that there's a meme of this. It says, "Imagine you're giving someone a blowjob. You look up, he's making this face."
Look at his teeth,
So
though. Are
I
those
couldn't
real
stop
teeth?
thinking about it.
He has an extra set of teeth.
He has
it
an
looks like.
illustrated mouth. That looks
Yeah.
like somebody drew that.
Looks like AI teeth.
Yeah.
Like they just keep going.
What the fuck?
This is why the CIA is making Glen Powell
Yeah.
happen.
I literally was
Whoa.
thinking about this meme during all the softcore porn scenes in the movie last night, and I couldn't stop laughing.
That is
to
funny as hell.
myself.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, but I will
I
find
mean, that
the
is
meme.
an insane photo, and his teeth are definitely at least photoshopped.
Yeah.
Why would they Photoshop
they
that?
look
They're
too
like he's on a
smooth.
red carpet. You don't Photoshop like a.
Sure you do. You touch those bad boys up.
Like he's an objectively attractive man.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, he's a
You know.
hunk.
Does he have a perfectly symmetrical scar on his chin? Is that what that is?
I think that's just a glean.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
it's just a-
little,
I mean-
little booger sugar on there, a little coke up. No, it's definitely just flash. But is Glen Powell a cocaine addict?
He might be. That perfect nose he's
Yeah.
got.
Dude,
Very
Fellavision
That
drama
guy's
reports.
he's on a press tour. He needs to get juiced up. You know.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, so back to memes about blowjobs or whatever. You guys like Gary Johnson? Would you hang with him?
Gary Johnson
Johnson's
seems
cooler than Ron,
awesome.
in my
Yeah, I was like,
opinion.
I want to see the documentary of him. I would like to see like what did he get into? I'd like to see some of those funny outfits that he did. Like if they
Seemed like a very engaging professor. Although
Yeah.
he became Ron as a professor, which seemed cooler.
Yeah,
But it seemed pretty engaging off the rip.
this
Yeah.
could have taken another dramatic turn where he just started having sex with.
I mean, they kind of alluded to
co-eds.
that.
Yeah,
They alluded to
yeah, he definitely
probably
would turn
did.
into the hot teacher.
yeah. It's like you can be anyone. You know, society is a construct. You're id and your ego, and you can groom 20-year-olds if you really want to.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do a part 2 because now he's married with kids and he's still a professor. So
Yeah.
and he's a hot professor. So they could easily turn that down.
Hitman 2.
And they're all flight attendants.
I mean, I feel like this could have been a TV show. I feel like I could have tuned in once a week to like a new little like mishap killing or something like that.
yeah, this would have been a nice Hulu show.
Yeah.
Not Netflix.
Not Netflix.
Not
I don't
Netflix.
think it
No,
has
no,
the,
no, I don't think it-
I don't
it-
think it has the gall to be a Netflix
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, if it was like half-hour sequences where I think one of the better parts of this movie is that first half hour where you're just getting beat by beat, him busting people in different costumes.
Yeah. Once a week
That
I
was the
get
best
2
part.
costumes, and then like something happens, and like every week they like tie in the
Kind of like
costume. to
that
the-
Russian Bride show, whatever it was
Russian
called.
Doll.
Russian Dolls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like where there's like very much so like somebody dies and she figures it, that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
That's Russian Doll too. Because
But-
Poker Face is
no,
also
Poker
like,
Face. That's what I meant to say.
Oh.
It's the same actress.
well, yeah, but Poker Face is a direct homage to Columbo, one of my favorite shows.
I'm not sure
Columbo
about
kicks
that.
ass. You fuck with Columbo?
I don't know nothing about
If they
that.
did
but I will
Columbo,
say-
Columbo meets Hitman.
you know what? Sidebar. You recommended me a show, and I was enjoying the shit out of it. Hacks.
Dog.
I think you did this shit to me on purpose, though,
What?
Why?
because
You're gonna become a
on
stand-up
the second
comedian?
season, there's a joke about the Sixers, and I think you did this shit.
No.
To get,
I like the long con.
I think it was, dude.
What Sixers joke? You think I'm keeping? I'm
She
swear
does
to God.
this whole speech about trusting the process. She's like, there was this basketball team where
Oh my God,
their thing is to
I
trust the
forgot about
process,
that.
and like it's about just like doing what you know is right, and then eventually things will work out, and like trying to like hype her up, and then the bartender comes over, he's like, team we're talking about is the 76ers. She's like, oh, like great, how did they ever do it? No, they suck. And then that shit pissed me off. Maybe I almost turned the show off. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
You like it though?
That's a dangerous
It's
joke.
a great show.
great show.
I've seen the literal poster, but I have no idea what the
It's a good
show's
show.
about.
It's a good. Yeah, it's about like stand-up LA scene.
Okay.
Yeah, folks.
Hacks. Okay, that. Okay, I was just like, I thought it was about Hitman.
But yeah, Columbo rocks.
You just said you just promoted a show to me, and I thought last time this happened, it did not turn out well.
Well,
This fucking
if
guy.
you're not gonna
Long
watch
con
Hacks,
jokes.
watch Columbo.
Okay.
Let's start to land this fucking plane.
How about it?
I want to talk about other Hitman movies because we all agree that this was not our favorite. I would say it's worth the 2 hours if you're at home.
If you're cooking, you're on your iPad.
Yeah, for sure. Watch it on the smallest screen possible.
It's
actually this would be a great plane movie. Like if you're nervous, on the plane.
I guarantee you this has to be
get a crush on Delta.
By Delta as a or even JetBlue. This might be more of a JetBlue movie.
This is a Spirit movie. This is a Southwest ass movie. Chris Tharp, if there's one movie in the Hitman genre that you would suggest to our listening base, what would it be?
Well, we're gonna go a little arty. We're gonna go. I don't know. Actually, it's like fucking Oscar shit. No Country for Old Men. We got Javier Bardem.
I forgot that this was.
This fucking hair is incredible, and he's just an insane hitman.
This is like the picture that
he needs. He needs that fucking money.
That picture of him with his hair like that is definitely like.
Inspo board.
Andy's inspo. Like I'm gonna go to Turkey, and then that's the picture that he thinks of. Just imagine Andy with that fucking the middle photo. That's definitely some shit where he's like, damn, one day.
Yeah. He looks good. I don't know what the problem is. This movie fucking rocks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I went into this movie cold, actually with Wesley. We snuck into the movie theater through the side door at Waterford Lakes.
Waterford Lakes, great. An easy place to
sneak into. And then we just sat down probably at like midday, and I was just fucking blown away. It was an incredible theater-going experience. I didn't know much about the Coens at that time for some reason. I just didn't put it together.
I definitely watched this movie at home for the first time. It was when Comcast had On Demand, and you could just
classic
bust through movies however you wanted, and it hit me right away. I was expecting something more fun because I always associate the Coens with Big Lebowski, at least when I was 18 years old.
Yeah, totally.
And this was a complete switch, and it's just a movie that lingered with me. The Tommy Lee Jones dream monologue at the end is one of my favorite pieces of cinema ever. I fucking love this movie.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I think it's my third favorite 2007 movie.
What?
Third favorite 2007
movie? All right, I guess let's take a sidebar from Hitman and just tell me the other two.
No Country for Old Men.
Yep.
That's 3.
Nailed it.
Number 1, There Will Be Blood.
I was going to say, I saw it right after.
Number 2.
Well, it's not a funny bit. It's just an observation. Go ahead.
Michael Clayton.
Michael Clayton does rock.
Michael Clayton rocks. And I'd put it above this, but
I just saw a meme today about both There Will Be Blood and No Country for Old Men, and it was some headline what your favorite movie says about you, and it was There Will Be Blood, No Country for Old Men, and I forget the other one, but probably Gangs of New York or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just No Girlfriend. Covered over whatever it was supposed to say.
That rocks.
I don't know. I feel like for Hitman movies, there's only one that makes sense to be your favorite, and it has to be John fucking Wick.
John Wick.
Or
they really perfected the Hitman universe on
There's
John Wick.
Better. Ain't nothing better than John Wick. Dude.
Yeah, and the best part about John Wick is that he's not even doing the Hitman shit. He's just pissed off. He's just a pissed off guy.
He's pissed off. He was a Hitman.
He was out of the game, and you drug him back in.
Exactly.
Kill his fucking dog. I almost said dad.
Kill his fucking dog.
Kill his dog.
Dog.
Kill that motherfucking dog.
Yeah, he was cleaned up and had a family, and he was you can be whoever you want to be. He learned it from Gary. Mm-hmm. And then they drug him back in, and he had to be who he was.
This is another movie. Was who he was, dude.
This is another movie that I didn't see until a little bit later. But, the internet discourse around this movie is really what drew me to it. It became unavoidable at a certain point. They kept making them. They're going to keep making
As they should. I'm surprised there hasn't been a TV show yet of
They do. The Continental.
Oh yeah.
Never mind.
That shit sucks.
I never even watched it. Is it good? Is it bad?
No one talked about it.
It's about the hotel, right? The Hitman Hotel.
Yeah. The building in Flatiron.
I forgot about that shit.
Yeah. It's probably fine.
It's probably fine.
Nice.
It's probably not as good as the movies.
The dude who recently passed away, the hotel guy in the show?
I don't know.
Conrad Hilton from Mad Men?
No, the dude, the concierge of the
concierge gunman.
Continental.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck is his name?
He's got to be the star of it. Who else are you gonna have as who you gonna have as a star?
Yeah. Rest in peace to that guy.
Yeah, whatever I would Google would get me in trouble.
I would love to see the Google. On Fellavision Plus, we'll show the Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Hitman movie is going to be Collateral. Michael Mann, 2004. I've seen this movie countless times. I didn't see it in theaters because I was 14 years old, but I used to watch it on HBO all the fucking time. Tom Cruise as a villain, crazy switch up from what he had been doing before this, where he's just a charismatic guy who, is just a movie star.
Show me the money.
With the exception of Magnolia, where he's kind of a dickhead. He has this crazy fucking hair where he's just like a silver fox the whole movie.
Which is crazy because he's not. As it turns out, 20 years later, perfect head of hair.
Well, thank you, Turkey, for that.
Thank you to Turkey. Thank you to Andy's Turkey photo.
He's got so much money, he doesn't need to go to Turkey.
No, he's doing that shit here.
Yeah, he's doing it here. Just a stunt. But, it's a really cool movie. Jamie Foxx plays a cab driver. He picks up Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise is like, hey, I'm going to kill a bunch of people in downtown in industrial Los Angeles for 8 hours, and I'm going to kill you if you don't keep driving me around, and then I'm going to blame you for everything.
Why did you just get a car?
Because he needs, because he blames it on Jamie Foxx.
Oh, damn, well, you just ruined the movie. I was going to see it.
I mean, it's still good.
No, that's not the premise.
Okay.
That's basically established from the first half hour.
I'm gonna say that you did this shit.
But great LA movie, great nighttime movie. It happens in the middle of the night. Great audio slave movie.
Okay.
Because there's a fucking needle drop in the middle of this movie. It's so sick. Watch this fucking movie. I used to drive Uber. When I lived in Boston, and I shit you not, I have had a copy of the DVD of Collateral in my car.
Just in case somebody tries you? Yeah. I already know this one.
Hey, how many you put that on?
It's been in my car for forever, probably 10 years at this point. So if you're ever in my car, you're like, Brian, I need to watch Collateral right now? I got you.
On the back of the headrest, I can just watch it.
Let me ask you a question. When you drove Uber, do you get people waters? Were you one of those guys?
No.
Did you have a charger for him?
No, I didn't have a snack thing.
Candy?
I had nothing.
Fucking
At the beginning, it was everybody had a fucking snack pack and all this stuff. Yeah, I remember it was
that's
and in Lyft, you had to they were like, oh, you have to do the fist bump.
I never
to get
did that.
Fist bump?
That was the beginning of Lyft. That was the thing.
Fist bumped anybody
you were also supposed to ride in the front.
Yeah, you're supposed to ride in the front. They had the stupid mustaches for your car.
Yeah,
I remember the mustaches.
Yeah, I did both of those, and I was too part-time to get involved with any of that shit.
Did you fist bump people?
Fuck no.
Damn it.
Don't touch me. Get the fuck out of my car. What the hell are you doing in here?
That's your lip. What the hell are you doing in my car?
Bro, I should have had AirPods in the whole time. I was just listening to podcasts, fucking driving around.
So dangerous and awesome. Love that.
It was one AirPod. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah, classic.
So I guess we got 4 Hitmen to talk about. Who's taking it home? Anton Chigurh, John Wick, Tom Cruise in Collateral, or Glen Powell?
Murking all of those fools. Let's be honest with each other here.
I feel like Anton Chigurh would give him a run for his money.
Yeah, he just doesn't stop. Is the thing. You just can't stop this man.
Can't stop John Wick.
John Wick's the only one with superpowers.
Literally can't stop John Wick. That's the whole point of the movie.
This man.
He's unstoppable.
I mean, yeah, Anton is pretty unstoppable in that movie. Tom Cruise just he gets lucky. Yeah. He's just the kind of guy, look at him, he just gets lucky.
Every time I look at that picture, I expect him to have, head down, I expect a bow tie. I don't know why. That looks like a bow tie ass motherfucker right there.
Yeah.
Can we ask AI who would win? Can we analyze kills and figure out?
This is an anti-AI podcast.
Yeah, we're not with that shit.
I will say that
unless they start making clips for us, in which case, please.
Yeah.
I will say Glenn is bottom tier. He's out.
I was gonna say all of them.
Yeah,
immediately. But that's part
Glenn
of
can barely kill a man. He didn't even really do it. The bag really killed it.
The point is he's not a real hitman to begin with.
Yeah, and that's part of the allure and the charm of the movie. Is that he kind of sucks.
But how about Michael Fassbender? We throw him in there.
Oh. Fassbender's good.
Is he bottom?
No. But I was just but he's bad at it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that he would luck out and maybe
but the thing is, he was a meticulously great hitman, and he just let emotion win. But that's all done now. Maybe he's back to
a better window situation without a lady of the night there. And just
that's right.
I think
better situation. I
still think he's below, but he has the most swag.
Glenn?
Oh no! He would take out Glenn.
So he's second to last.
I think that Tom Cruise wouldn't survive Fassbender.
So it goes.
Have you seen Collateral?
I mean, I have, but
this is the ranking. Lucky. It goes John Wick, Bardem, Tom Cruise, Fassbender, Powell.
There's no other answer. Really.
You seen The Equalizer?
I haven't seen Equalizer,
That's the,
actually.
Denzel
Yeah,
one.
I gotta watch those movies.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them, and people love them.
I saw that shit. So good.
Maybe we should watch one of those.
What's the Bone Collector about? That's not a Hitman movie.
There's a guy who
It's
collects
just
bones.
A killer.
There's a collector.
That's a
Discogs.
Denzel death movie.
Does he collect
Sam
bones of
Yarmuth's
people that he
trading card
killed?
ass.
Oh.
Dude, speaking of Discogs, I did never mind, this is not a good story.
Yeah, I put all my records on there. Yeah.
I got a refund from a guy who I accidentally had him send the record to the wrong address, and I feel bad about it to this day.
Damn.
But shout out to Finboy Records on Discogs. You're the fucking homie for that.
Well, comment. You're not watching this. You haven't gotten this far.
Nope.
But why don't you go ahead and drop your favorite Hitman in the comments?
And also, where do you think that they rank in this?
Exactly.
In the list.
And yeah, if you want to have more fictional discussions, I feel like John Wick's pretty good, but he isn't the one I'd want to hang with the most. Who would you guys want to hang with?
Glenn, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, Glenn is the one to hang with.
Easy piece.
Tom
Charisma.
Cruise, actually kind of sick in Collateral. If he wasn't killing people, he's kind of just like a motivational speaker. He's trying to get Jamie Foxx to like change his life.
You know,
He's like, I am going to try and get you to go to prison, but if you don't.
Yeah.
Real life, Tom Cruise is helping shape Glenn. So it's just like, you know, he gave him his
Wait,
like
hold on.
4
Is Glen
hour.
Powell a Scientologist?
I don't know about that, but
Top
he
Gun.
like
Oh, yeah.
they
that's right.
had like a 4 hour talk about movies, and he showed him like clips and all this stuff. So it's like he's had like, I don't know. He's shaping him, trying to make him into a star.
Tom Cruise brings you to his house to watch YouTube videos. What are you showing him?
What am I
What
showing?
am I showing him?
Yeah.
Okay. Sidemen.
6 hour podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, check this one out. It's called Inside. It's the new Sidemen reality
Yeah.
TV show.
It's not a YouTube. I'm showing him back at it again at Krispy Kreme.
Hell yeah.
I have no idea.
All right, well, fuck it. That's it then, I guess.
Cool.
We did it.
We
Episode
did it.
24. Fucking Hitman. I almost forgot what the movie was called. Watch that shit only at home in the comfort of your bed.
Oh my God.
yeah. Let's run that one more time so we can get out of here.
To get at Krispy Kreme.
The cut early really
So
sells
good.
it.
That's a classic Vine move. All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye.
Boy.